This is a typical Nordic neighborhood outside the city center. A few humble households with electrical outlets and Teslas parked neatly outside. The houses are spread along the same low-voltage power line connected to a transformer station. This is Blueberry Hill. It's late in the fall and it's colder than usual. Today Mr. Hansen arrives back from holiday. A couple of weeks have passed since he was here last. He's tanned and happy. But he's not prepared for this. It's freezing inside and the electricity is out. The water pipes are frozen. It's a disaster. But what if he had been warned about this failure? Then he could have called an electrician to fix the problem while he was away. What if the old electricity meter in the house had been replaced by a new smart meter, a so-called energy service device? Mr. Hansen is enjoying life at the beach. Suddenly there is a power failure at home. The ESD reacts. The fault is registered real-time. An alarm is sent to Mr. Hansen's local utility, Blueberry Hill Energy. In the Blueberry Hill Energy Control Room, the local grid is shown on the screen, and every household is represented by separate dots. Suddenly, one of them starts flashing. There seems to be something wrong inside Mr. Hansen's house. Maybe a blown fuse? Since there is only one dot flashing, they can rule out a fault on their distribution grid. Blueberry Hill Energy sends a text to Mr. Hansen. Mr. Hansen, away on vacation, cannot check his fuses, but he can make a call. What difference does the ESD make? For Mr. Hansen, better service from his energy company, running water, a house in order, and a smaller insurance bill. The utility gains happier customers thanks to proactive customer service. Then winter arrives with the typical Nordic storms. Trees fall over the power lines. Power distribution is blocked in several places. A washing machine stops working. Some houses go black. The ESDs detect the problems and send alerts. On the monitors in Blueberry Hill Energy's control room, there is a lot of activity. Based on the ESD messages, they quickly locate the affected areas. The servicemen rush out to fix the problems. Meanwhile, the customers receive a text. So, what does Blueberry Hill Energy gain? Happier customers, increased efficiency, and cost savings. Time spent on locating faults is drastically reduced, and there is less downtime in the grid. As winter fades, leaves grow back on the trees. It's a normal, still chilly day of spring. Mrs. Svensson arrives home from work. She parks her car neatly outside. The car is plugged and she walks in. But there is a problem. The car won't charge. In the transformer station, the ESD reacts. Overload in the low voltage grid is detected. It's not only Mrs. Svensson who is trying to charge her car right now. So are most of the neighbors, while cooking suppers for their families. At Blueberry Hill Energy, this could cause a big headache. They could have had to build a new transformer station with larger capacity and eventually stronger power lines. It would have been a remarkable investment cost. Luckily, this can be avoided. With the installation of ESDs, Blueberry Hill Energy can now use dynamic load control to split the energy supply between the customers. Upon agreement, each customer will be supplied in turn. Spring turns into summer. The sun is shining, and Mr. Toivonen has installed a solar panel on his house. He would like to be a proper prosumer. A prosumer is both consuming the energy he needs and selling the energy he produces from his solar panel. But now, after Blueberry Hill Energy installed an ESD to his house, this is possible. Blueberry Hill Energy sends a software update by remote to all ESDs in the area. Now the meters can measure energy in both directions and monitor and measure voltage quality and load. Sometimes Mr. Toivonen's energy production is larger than its consumption. The ESD then measures what he puts back into the grid, and Mr. Toivonen receives compensation for the net production. Society, meanwhile, gains a better environment due to increased use of renewable energy. This is the situation in the Nordics. Utilities have started to move beyond regulatory frameworks to achieve overall 4 benefits: cost savings, better supply quality, better customer services, and distributed renewable energy production. We are moving towards the smart grid. Smart metering is the beginning.